and welcome to Third Eye Thinkers. I'm your host, Michelle Welch.
Hi, I'm your host, Megan Benanti.
If you'd like to give us a shout out during the show today, please connect with Michelle on Soultopia Facebook page or at Soultopia on Instagram. And if you'd like to connect with Megan, please reach out to her at Instagram on Megan Benanti. We are very excited today to have with us Ethony Dawn. Ethony is a tarot reader and author who loves to create more than sleep, and I definitely believe that because, man, she has created a lot, and she does so many things, you guys. It's so impressive. She is the creator of the Bad Bitches Tarot, which we cannot ever keep in stock at Soultopia at all. It's our, bar none, most popular deck.
Oh, wow.
I'm not kidding when I say
That's
that.
awesome.
It is the most popular deck at Soultopia. The Awakened Soul Oracle, the Prince Lenormand Oracle, and the Money Magic Manifestation cards. And she has the Awakened Soul Oracle 2nd edition out now, Muses of Tarot printing now, Modern Goddess Oracle, which is November shipping. Is that right? November shipping. And Modern Love Tarot, also November shipping. She's the head mistress of, and I'm going to give the website, www.tarotreadersacademy.com, where she teaches and mentors tarot professionals and students through the courses available there. And she does so much more. She lectures, teaches, and everything you think of. Welcome, Ethony, to the show. It's great to have you.
Hi, Anthony.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us today. So this is excellent. We're super excited to have you on board because one of the things about Ethony is she's really riveting and always an exciting presenter. If you haven't seen her on YouTube, definitely check her out there. So you have 4 decks launching this year, and that is huge. So tell us a little bit about that.
So I have been working on a number of these decks for a really long time, and because life got really crazy, a lot of things got pushed to the back burner. And so it was just decided that I was going to put my head down, butt up, and get these things done. So the Modern Love Tarot deck, I just started working with Lucy Chen, who's my artist that I hired last year, and it's just been so hugely quick, and it just downloaded so fast, and it was just one of those things. I was like, okay, this needs to get done. And the Muses of Tarot was actually something I presented at Reader's Studio last year, and then from that presentation, the entire book and decks collection was made. So a lot of these things were working in tandem, but also at different times. So it's just like I put that deadline on myself just so I can get it finished.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, she's still here. Okay. Yeah, I was so amazed. I don't know. Has anybody else come out with like that many decks at one time that you know of?
I don't believe so.
I don't think so.
I think you broke a record.
Yeah. For how many decks. And I'm going to ask Matt, our producer. Matt, I cannot get this to come up on Soultopia, and I'm not sure what that is going on with that. So I am just going to blow that off if I need to, if it's streaming or not. So typical me. But Ethony, can you hear me?
I sure can.
Okay. Do you know if anybody else has come out with 4 decks or that many things at one time?
I don't know. I honestly can't remember if anyone has done that many decks. Maybe it's because they're not insane. Because production is really hard. Like the Muses of Tarot, which I can show you the sample. We got it come in. Now I'm going to knock everything down. I should have moved it. So we got the full sample sent, which when you get a full sample sent, it does cost a bit of extra. But, then I'm so glad we did, because this is the first time I've ever done anything that's like, it's full color. The whole book, everything is full color in the book, and every muse has a different color tone, has a different everything, design. So then we changed a bunch of stuff when we had the full book come in and the full deck come in. So things get delayed. There's always something per deck that is a hassle or a learning curve. So if it wasn't for the fact that my sister Jamie is now my full-time business partner, I don't think I could have done it on my own. I content create everything, and she is so excellent at managing operations. Thank God for her.
Oh,
Yeah.
totally. Well, and one of the things I was excited about, I was watching your YouTube today, and to see the muses come to life in this way, because Michelle and I were at Reader Studio in 2019, and so we got to be there for Ethony's lecture, and it was really neat to see where she was coming from on it. But to me, this takes it to a whole new level since we now have the cards that we can work with. And I was really excited by that, and excited for you that you decided to like push yourself on this. And also, just as a woman in business, like to push yourself to a whole new level and to show other people, look what I can do. And I don't mean that egotistically, but I think we do need to see ourselves thriving in this industry, and you're such a leader and such a force in the tarot world, and I think that's actually very important and very powerful. So
Yeah, she sets the bar really, really high.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like surrounding myself with especially with the women who really inspire me, and to see, Michelle, I know that Soultopia opened up a second location, and people like Teresa Reed, who is just incredible. She's always got new books coming out, and she's been a mentor and a friend of mine for years. Chris Ann Donnelly, when she came out with her 2 decks, the Light Seers Tarot and the Muse Tarot. Melissa Stanova, who came out with 2 books back to back and is working on 3 at the moment. Mm-hmm. So I'm surrounded by women from all over the world who show me what's possible too. And it's so great to have that as genuine friendships as well, because we cheerlead each other on all the time. It's not well, you're doing this, so I can't be friends with you, or really nasty competitive. We're always like high-fiving each other and like, how can we help, and congratulations, and let's collaborate. And so that is such a gift in itself, because when we can rise with each other, when we can work with each other, that is when we all succeed as an industry as well, because there's enough out there for all of us.
Oh, absolutely.
It's so true, because I know in my book, there's a place you have for your shout outs to the people who've helped you, right? So one of the first ones was Ethony. Ethony, you were in there as big as day, because I'd be like, Ethony, and writing the book, and she's doing 4 decks, 10 books, speaking, going all over the world, and I'm doing my one little book, and I'm like, Ethony, help, I don't know, and she's going, it's okay, love, it's okay, or typing whatever and so helpful, never holding back on anything that you're helping with. And many of the people, Chris Ann was helping and saying, but so many people, Benabel, helping along the way. Some, maybe not so much, there are those that aren't going to be as helpful, but yet those weren't the people I tended to reach out to. The people I reached out to were the ones I knew were going to go, no, this is what I would suggest you do. They're not going to do the work for you, because mm-hmm. the work is yours, but they're going to give you help and say, you can do it. This is what you might want to consider, right? And those who've gone before you and done that, and it's very true in the business, because this is women not helping each other. And I found that in this business, at least those that are rising to the top, I'm not counting myself in that, but I hope to. But having 2 stores and doing this, it wasn't easy, writing a book and keeping the store open, especially during the middle of a global pandemic, right?
Yeah.
It was not so easy. Yeah.
Well, tell us about your summer school, because that sounded really exciting to me. I was looking at all the speakers learn from. I can't hear you yet. Oops. She's coming back.
She's coming back. She'll be back.
She'll be back.
It happens every now and with the Ethernet and with the cable and her being in. I always get it straight.
In another country.
She
In
was
Canada.
about back. We'll get her back.
Okay.
Inevitably, it's always our favorite speakers that it happens. Every time.
Yeah, it's just, we just have to add in a thrilling moment. And I would like to give a shout out to Michelle then while we're in this thrilling moment, that Michelle is a badass in this tarot world.
Oh,
you know,
thank you.
to have 2 stores open, to write a book.
Thank you. Working hard. Yeah.
And she's influencing a lot of people in a lot of positive ways.
Thank you.
We need people like that are willing to basically sacrifice their time and their love and their effort to the greater good of the community, which
Thank
is,
you.
I really believe, what you and Roger are doing.
Well, like she said, with a lot of help. So hopefully we will get her back in a second. And while I'm doing it, I'm trying to find us here on Soultopia too, on my page, because it doesn't.
Can
seem to
you
be
hear me
streaming.
now?
Oh,
I'm back.
I
We
hear
can
you.
hear you.
I can't see you, but I hear you. Oh,
Oh,
there you
now we can
are.
see.
Oh, so sorry.
Party
Jazz
time.
hands. Yes. Here she's back. So you're back.
The gremlins got in.
Okay.
Okay, so when we lost you, we had just asked about your terror school, summer school. So tell us all about that, please.
Okay. Sorry about that. I just made sure I shut everything off that might have been draining the thing, which I didn't realize was happening. So when I moved to Canada 7 years ago, I was supposed to go to Reader's Studio that year because I was really excited. I was finally going to be close enough to go to New York.
Yeah.
And then I got pregnant. And not only did I get pregnant, but I had a bit of a high-risk pregnancy because of the way I found out I was pregnant was I thought I was going to miscarry. So I couldn't travel.
Oh.
And so the Amber Stones were really, really wonderful. They were really great about it. But I was like, oh my gosh, what about all these people around the world that want to do something like Reader Studio, but are in different countries or have family they have to take care of or whatever it may be. And that's how Tarot Summer School was born. And now we're in year 5 and we have teachers from all over the world come in and share their gifts. And again, it's a community thing where we all get to sit and enjoy tarot together and learn new things and have fun. And it's gotten bigger and better every year. And so it's always a really exciting, fun, very busy time of year, but a good one too.
Oh, I think it's so awesome. I love the collective of everyone that you have speaking there, and just so many different ways to learn from people. Plus, you have it like the rates were set that you could buy just a specific class, or you can buy the whole shebang, right? So.
Yeah,
Right.
totally. So there's a little bit for everyone. There's courses always on tarot that are very applicable if that's really what you want to be doing too. But we also have magical arts and creativity and oracle, a course for the first time directed on oracles, and then branched out to the Marseille. So we're doing lots of different stuff every year, because even if you've been learning the tarot for a long time, or if you've been reading for a long time, you always have more to learn, because we all have something to bring. We all see the tarot through a different lens. Every teacher has their own brand of magic or their own secret spices they bring to their teaching, and it's just a wonderful way to connect with the community as well.
Absolutely.
I think it shows that too, because I had the season pass last year, and it's one of those things where you buy it and you think I will watch it later. And so I'm just now watching it later, my last year's pass, but it's really
gotcha.
fun starting to watch it. I just am a little behind, and so just a year behind. But what's time anyway, really? Right. I mean, what is it? It's nothing. It's
create
a
it.
construct of man, right? Just a year. It's no big deal. And so then I've watched Ethony's. I watched a portion of Ethony's, and then I started watching Ben. I call him Joe. Is it Jove? Ben?
Yes.
Yeah. And so he's doing the Marseille, which I want to learn about. Because I thought I'll never want to learn about that. And then when he said it, he said, you may not even, he grabbed him right at the beginning, because he said, even if you don't use this later on, you're going to like this. and he convinced me because he looked at it and he said something like, "You're going to like this. So just watch this. You're going to like this." And I thought, okay, I will.
Oh, that's
I'm going to
awesome.
watch this. And so every teacher has a different flair. And what it did is it made me know, Ethony, the truth about when they say every reader is different, and you don't need to compare readers or get threatened by other readers or other teachers, because everybody is so different, because they all are. Even looking at last year's, the whole lineup of people, they were all so impressive, but the way they presented, everyone was so different. It was really interesting. I was like, that's really interesting. I love how she did it this way. This was super academic. Oh, I can really get into that one. And the next one was, oh, I want to get all my stickers and my colors. This is really interesting. So everyone was very, very different. I find that really good, how you have a really good balance of all different kinds of people.
That's awesome.
And I love Ben so much. we get together, and when we do get together in a reader's studio, and we talk Drag Race and all sorts of fun things. So I adore him. I love how he teaches. I love his vision of the Marseille. So and you're with us this year teaching, which is also super exciting.
Yay! That's Michelle. That's on board with
Yeah,
that.
sorry, yes, Michelle. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
So that's me.
Do you know? Have you met everyone that is teaching personally? Or have
yes,
you?
except the only person I haven't met is Chris Ann Donnelly. I was supposed to hang with her, but she had to, because of COVID, she had to cancel her trip to Newts. I was sick, very, very sick with pneumonia the year before, so I missed meeting Pamela. So I've met a lot of people. Like Jillian and I are in the same city, so from Naked Heart Tarot, so we go and have our breakfast brunches. Avalon and I have known each other for a really long time. So Laurie's from Toronto, and I was able to, she adopted me when I was in New York the first time. Her and her husband, we went to the Met together, and she's just an absolutely beautiful soul. So I've had a lot of really good experiences with a lot of people. There are a couple of people I haven't had a chance to meet yet, but I've at least worked with or collaborated with every one of the people that I work with.
Well, I commend you for that, because I also think it's harder to draw on board people that you haven't had a chance to really meet personally. And so I think that's actually says a lot about your character and integrity in this. So
also, I'm just like a total, I'll crash anyone's party. That's all I need.
That's a good thing.
I'm like, oh, what are you doing?
Well, Chris Ann was on our Roger and I So What podcast, and we really enjoyed her. She was so sweet. She's so nice. Yeah.
She is. She's
really,
a very, very, very sweet soul.
Very, very sweet.
I would also almost say, I'm like, you're almost too kind. I know that might sound really weird, but, there are a lot of us, I had to learn really, really early on, and I will thank my corporate background for this, teaching me how not to take on other people's stuff. And because I worked in a very male-dominated industry, the oil and gas mining industry, for many, many years. And honey, if that doesn't, nothing will toughen you up like working in an industry like that. And I know you understand that, Michelle, working in law. So I had to learn how to be very good with going, I'm stepping away from this. So I always thank my corporate background a lot when it comes to learning how to run a business. And there are so many beautiful people who do this work, and people don't realize how much, they take on. When people throw shade at them or things come up, it's like, oh, you don't realize that's a real living, breathing person you're attacking,
Right.
So I get kind of like mama bear about it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Well, and we're all sensitive to that, totally.
Yeah. And yeah, she was really really lovely, and I'm so glad that she's teaching. Yeah, there's so many good teachers. And one thing I will say about when I've been promoting, because Ethony put together all these Ethony and Jamie. I would say Jamie is one badass, bad bitch ass. That's her tarot deck. So bad bitches. Pool player. What else? darts. Well, you were pretty good at darts. We were playing
Once I
in
figured out the
Portland.
rules,
Oh, that was
but
so fun.
She was good at pool, man. Her and Roger were down there playing pool. I don't know how many. Like, she was a pool shark. She was like, yeah, I guess I'll go play pool. And then all of a sudden, she's just like sinking them all. I'm like, yeah, she's like the one that tells you she's not any good. She's a pool shark, right?
That's awesome.
So, but we had a really good time. But I can't even remember what I was going to say. There was something that was leading into there.
You talk about the flamingos. You're probably going to talk.
Oh, the flamingo. Yeah. And so, well, she has done such a good job of putting everything together and making, but I drove Jamie crazy. I'd say, Jamie, now I was the worst student of the teachers, I'm sure, because I'd go, Jamie, now can I post this? And she'd say, no, you can't post it. And I'd go, but this part can I post? No, Michelle, you can't post it. But I mean, like, this particular part of the publication of the promotional, can I post it? Michelle, you can't publicize that. For things she and I asked Roger, I said, is this like a language barrier thing? And he said, no, this is a Michelle thing.
It's a Michelle barrier.
This is a Michelle problem. Let me talk to her. It was but it's really, really organized. And so what I did every time I post it, and I would say to everyone listening, I think it's really good to buy the season pass, because there are so many good teachers, and as you start listening, you might think, I'm not sure that I would really want, like the Marseille thing. I'm not sure. I don't know anything about that. Well, all the more reason to get it and listen, right, and to learn. And they're right there at your fingertips, and you have them. If you buy the season pass, you have them for a lifetime access. And so the price is so incredibly good to get so if you're going to get one course, anytime when I sent it out on our email, I just said, buy all of them. Don't just buy like mine. I wasn't advertising mine. I was saying buy the whole slew of them.
Yeah.
Because that's really the best deal, in my opinion. You know,
Yeah, and I really make sure too that every one of the teachers has things for people to download, so workbooks and handouts and exercises, so it's not just you sitting in front of the computer listening to weirdos with strange accents like me talk. It's also about actually cracking out the tools that you're learning about and actually putting it into practice, and then being able to come to the group page and ask the teachers questions directly and ask other students and see what they're doing. And then we got the campfires, which are like tarot jams where we're all going to be hanging out, and there's raffle prizes, and so it's an event. It's an event, yeah, sure.
And
That's fabulous.
And it's good for, I would say, all levels.
All levels,
All
absolutely.
levels, yes.
Okay.
All levels. And so there is a link, and I'm not sure exactly. I believe we have it in I see Matt nodding yes.
Yes.
So there is a link to sign up for everyone that's listening, or if you listen later, you can sign up for the summer school.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's no deadline to that for signing up. So you can sign up anytime. But sign up now.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Well,
when do you start?
So Tarot Summer School runs from, well, it started now, so it runs until the 30th. Is there 31 days in August? I can never remember.
I have to do that thing, and then it never works.
I think so.
Yeah, so on the 31st of August, the registration will close for the season pass. So you have until then to register. But then you can watch anything that you purchase and enroll in anytime. Some of the classes will be staying on the academy, but they won't be at the same price point. So there is so much value in so many of the courses that you're getting it for very, very good prices for the amount of love and dedication and work that the teachers have put in is amazing. So but then some of them will come back later on, but they won't be in the same kind of packaged way.
Right.
And even just like the workbook alone you get for Ethony's class, just the workbook itself would be like the value of the class. So you're getting workbook, you're getting, like she said, you're getting hands-on, you're getting text, you're getting videos, lectures, handouts, all, PDF files, all kinds of stuff. It's like every style of learning that you have, it hits on those styles of learning, whether it's visual or hands-on. So it's really, really good. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, it's really good.
Well, I came up with, I had a few just kind of unusual questions because I'm always like, I want to get to know the person. And so, is Ethony Dawn not your birth name?
No,
I got
it's
the
not.
impression that you chose it, yes, as a
I
child.
did, yeah. So Dawn is actually is my given middle name. So
Okay.
it is part of my name. But I actually used to play. I was obsessed with Glinda the Good Witch from The Wizard of Oz. I wanted her dress, her crown, her shoes, her bubble transportation. I wanted it all, honey. So she was my gateway witch, and so I used to play this game with some of my friends from the neighborhood growing up. They had a tree house, and I used to be Ethony the Good Witch, and I used to send them off to be like, I'm going to make a potion, go find me 5 dandelions. And so it kind of just stuck, and I was 10 or 11 at the time when I started using that name, and then
Wow.
it sort of, yeah, it stuck. So I do have a given name from my family, but now I don't even go onto my given names like Facebook page. I'm only on my Ethony one, and my parents follow me on there, and all my friends do. And so it's the more I've kind of moved into embodying more of this work full time, because as I mentioned, I worked in the oil and gas industries, and I worked in HR. So I didn't want those two things, those worlds to collide, because I used to get stopped on the street and people used to ask me about their jobs and stuff. So I didn't really want that to be happening kind of at the same time.
Right.
But now as I do this full time, it's becoming more and more of, yeah, just who I am. More people in my life call me Ethony than they do my given name. Let's
Oh,
put it
that's
that
so
way.
awesome. Well, you seem to fully embody Ethony to me, but I think the fact that you chose it, even as a child, says a lot about a lot about you and
Yeah.
who you needed to be. So
Yeah.
that's kind of cool.
Well, I don't have a question, but I have something to show you. Look what came. I don't know if I can pick it up. This came in our mail today.
Oh, the box!
The box. Okay. So is this the last of them? Are you not making these again?
Oh, no, I am. So
There
we
will be
have,
more.
I think, is that the Awakened Soul Oracle, that box?
This is
So,
bad
no,
bitches.
this is Bad Bitches,
Bad
but
Bitches.
oracles. I think you sent us some oracles too. But yeah.
So they're
So-
getting reprinted. So you had we sold out. Great problem to have, but we sold
Yes.
out. So you guys scored the last copies outside of the small amount of stock that I've got at home.
Wow, that's
So
cool.
yeah, I walked in and I said, "Give me that box," and they were like, "Well, they're already out on the floor." And I was like, "I'm going to show her that we got this box," because I looked and it said, "Oh yeah, Ethony." What's that? Ethony Emporium or something like that. I can't read it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So,
or Ethony Enterprises or something. So, what does it say? Ethony Enterprises.
yes,
Yes.
yeah. They sold out so quickly this print run, which again is an amazing problem to have. So then we had to go back and be like, print more, print more.
Well, that's been COVID. It's like, I ordered masks. I ordered so many masks because I forgot I ordered masks, and now they've all come in, and like nobody's wearing a mask anymore. So,
Oh, there are some.
but
Yeah.
everybody was home, so they were learning how to read tarot cards and whatnot. So,
But these sell like
hotcakes.
it's our bestseller, right, Roger? It's our best-selling deck at Soultopia. It's just, I don't know, it's funny because you were so good about saying, yeah, take a deck and put it at the front counter. And so, and a lot of people don't do that. So we got a deck, we put it at the front counter, and we just let everybody play with it. And right when at least right when I first met you. So I'm not sure if that had first come out then, but I
Yeah,
think
it was pretty
it's
close.
pretty new.
Yeah.
And then we just had we had a Soultopia sensation, and we had where people dressed up from your deck, pretty much. There were all these people dressed up from the characters in your deck. And at one of our Soultopia sensations. And I don't know if you've ever seen those pictures, but I'll find them and send some of them to you.
Yeah,
It
you
was
showed me some,
crazy.
and like I can't wait for part 2 where I can actually get my butt on a plane and come and see you,
Yeah.
and we can do some fun things
Yeah.
actually at Soultopia. That was the plan for this year, and then
I know.
who knows what's going to happen.
Hey, we're gonna turn that around, right? So do you have another question for her? Because I want her to do it in a British accent. No,
Oh,
I want an East Texas accent. I want a Michelle accent, Ethany.
oh goodness. Okay. So what was one of your most impactful moments as a witch or healer?
Oh, well, that's a serious one for her to have to do in an East Texas accent.
Impactful.
I tend to ask serious questions.
Impactful moments. A lot of in an accent.
Well, you don't have to unless you want to.
I don't know if I can just put it in one, but
You're doing great.
Go on now.
I have been privy to a lot of incredible life moments from people. So I have been to a lot of initiations and weddings and hand fastings, and every time somebody invites me in their world, even as a reader, that is such a gift to be someone who is, I sound like a dude.
I was like, you sound like Tiger King.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
No, you sound like, Matthew McConaughey.
Oh.
He's from my hometown.
All
So
right.
right. Carry on.
All right. But anytime I'm able to, it's really all the small stuff. I know that might sound really strange, but it's those moments where you realize that the work has sunk in, where, if you hadn't have done the work as a craft practitioner or as someone who works and is who sees human interaction all the time. So as a reader, we get to see a lot of people's relationships, outside of our own. And, 10 years ago, you might have reacted in one way, but because you've had all these experiences, you kind of go, oh, I've actually grown and I've changed, and I'm going to react, and I now react in a different way. Or I have like these commune moments with nature, because nature's always been a massive part of my practice. And even just getting little messages, like seeing I love these, the little fuzzy butt bumblebees that you guys get here in North America. I love them so much. We don't have them in Australia, so I just get so happy. Or like a ladybug comes in and visits me, or or I get to walk in the forests here, and it's just so unbelievably spectacular. So for me, it's always the small things that at the end of the day add up to being the really sacred. And I've been very blessed to be welcomed into a lot of people's lives, and that is not a small deal. That is a massive deal. So for me, it's like I get really humbled by that, and I feel very honored to be able to do that for people and to witness a lot of people's growth and their amazing breakthroughs. And so it's always been such a fun thing.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Becoming a mother was probably the other big thing, right? So I got to actually embody. I never thought I'd be able to have a child. I got told I wasn't going to be able to. So for me, and I know not everyone has to go through the maid and mother crone thing as a woman, and gender is a construct, and I can talk all day about that. I talk about that in my book. But to actually embody that motherhood role, and that gave me such a unique experience that connected with a lot of mother goddesses like Demeter, trying to find her daughter Persephone, and Gaia, and how we treat her. And so then it was this whole embodiment of the mother that that profoundly changed me as well.
Wow. Yeah, I bet. Oh, I love that. By the way, though, the bumblebees, those are native bees. And so like the honeybees we get, those are all European, but our bumblebees are our native bees. So
Yeah.
They're the cutest little things ever with their little fuzzy butts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are cute.
Are those the ones, Roger, that I was saving out of the swimming pool the other day?
Honeybees.
Yeah. Oh, they were honeybees. Yeah, my mission was to save
honeybees.
the honeybees out of the swimming pool the other day. And so
They love it. They love going for a swim. They just can't get their butts out of there.
And I finally got them out, and about 3 took flight, and maybe 1. I'm not sure that 1 made it, but yeah, it's kind of sad for the 1. But 3 made it. Yeah, out of the chlorine. I'm sure they had so much chlorine in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were very sterile bees by the time they were
Yeah,
done.
because it took them a while to open up that pool. We had to really argue with the homeowners association to get them to open up the pool. But I just wanted to sit by the pool and stick my toe in. That's all.
Oh yeah, I
You know,
understand
just
that.
a little. So.
It's hot here, really hot.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I
it
come
is
from
Texas.
Australia. I get it.
It is Texas weather. What was it? 100 and my car said 108.
Oh, I think it was just in the 90s.
Yeah, but it was
yesterday.
sitting outside, so you know
Yeah.
it was taken outside in the heat.
We had a cold front
temperature.
though. It was like 91 today, I
Yeah.
think. So it's
Yeah.
nice out.
Yeah, it was pretty nice. Well, are we
Well,
good?
Yeah. Did you have any other questions for Ethony?
I'm good. I just wanted her to make sure that she was able to tell everything she wanted to say about the summer school. Did we cover
Yeah.
everything? Yeah.
Hey,
It's
Ethony, where
always-
can people contact you if they want to get in touch with you or set up for a reading? What's the best thing to do?
So I'm super easy to find because if you put in Ethony and tarot into like Google, it just comes up with me. One of the great things about having a name that most people are like, is it Ebony? Is it no, Ethony, like Bethany, just take the B away. So I'm at Ethony at Instagram, it's ethony.com, and then tarotreadersacademy.com for where summer school is happening. And my big desire for Tarot Summer School again is in that community collaboration, you know, so it's not just about me and the academy, it's about honoring and giving the space for the other 11 teachers who are bringing their beautiful gifts to the community. And that's what I love every year doing, working with different people. It's so much fun. So there's definitely something for everybody, and you're supporting many people when you come and enroll in the courses, and we always tend to have a pretty fun time as well. And you'll get to meet Frederick if you don't know who Frederick is.
Yes. I was
He's
going
the-
to have a Frederick here, but I didn't quite make it to get the Frederick. So, yes, I'm sorry. He was going to be
That's
here.
okay. I found this like almost Frederick-esque Little Mermaid.
Oh, cute.
That's
And I've
adorable.
been like finding like all these flamingo things. I was literally on a whim that I saw this giant flamingo, and I was like, oh my gosh, we should do this. And then we've got more videos coming, by the way.
Good.
We got more videos coming, and so it's it kind of has this life of its own now. So yeah, it's just always a really fun thing, and a lot of us have got a lot of time, and it's wonderful to be able to connect with everyone and have a positive space as well.
Awesome.
Well, thank you so much for coming on and seeing
Yeah.
us.
Joining us today. We appreciate it.
Yeah, it's so
Thank
nice
you
to
for
have
having
this
me.
forum to be able to see each other. It's amazing.
I know, 'cause
Absolutely.
I haven't seen either of you since like February, early March.
I know, right?
Hey, at least we
Yeah.
made it this year. So
Yeah.
we got to connect this year before things got crazy. So
Yeah.
I know, and then I was like so looking forward to round two of Rita's studio. I was like, yeah, we're gonna like hang out and have more fun.
Yeah.
And but you know, thank goodness that Wald and Ruth and have been okay. Like I was like,
Yeah.
oh, my heart was in my throat
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
he got sick, and I'm just so glad that they're both all right. And I will definitely be there next year.
Mhm.
You know, so
Yeah.
whew, we'll get through this together. I know we will. It's
Yes.
just been a bit of a tough one.
We
yeah.
will. We will
Yeah.
for sure. Well, thank you
Awesome.
so much.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us.
Thank
So
so
you
much.
guys have all been listening to Third Eye Thinkers today with Michelle Welch and Megan Benanti and Ethony Dawn. If you enjoyed our show, please give us a shout out and a 5-star review. Also, don't forget to subscribe to Third Eye Thinkers on your podcast channels or on YouTube. And we want to give a special thanks to our producer, Matt Stoker, and our production assistant, Erica Waters. Thanks so much. See you next week.
Good night.